Good afternoon and welcome back. I'm about 25 minutes away from getting off the boat and heading to Puerto Rico for the next 4 or 5 days. I am incredibly excited about this. I've never been to Puerto Rico. Should be a wonderful time exploring Old San Juan, checking out some forts, and generally exploring the island and eating some delicious food. So yeah, can't wait. Let's go to the airport and take a little short 45-minute flight. Well, I'm here on the Old San Juan waterfront. Gonna go explore around the city and see what I can find before it gets dark, and then after it gets dark. San Juan Viejo is a 500-year-old plus Spanish colonial town with a long and diverse history. One of the things that makes this town so cool is that the original settlement was a completely fortified town. So everywhere you walk, you see the old ramparts and castle walls that made up the original town that we see today. Just jumped over a gate. It says it's closed at 5, but I see a lot of people coming from the other direction, so I'm just gonna pretend like they locked it after I got through or something. But this is a beautiful little walkway around the outside of Old San Juan at the base of the fortress. Super beautiful. Dominating the landscape over Old San Juan is the Castillo San Felipe, which was built in 1536. It's a massive stone fort that overlooks the approaches to the city by both land and sea. All right, so I decided to turn around because some people coming the other direction told me the gate was locked the other way and I'd have to come all the way back. And it's like a multiple kilometer long walk around the outside of the fort. I didn't want to go all the way there and then have to turn around. So instead what I'll do is I'll come visit this again in the morning, bring my shoes, and maybe go for a morning run. Check it out, more vigorous way. The old colonial architecture that makes up the city is also just really fun and impressive to walk around and look at. It feels like you're walking back through time. So a very interesting story I heard is that all of the cobblestone that makes up the streets here is actually comes from ship's ballast. The weights they put at the bottom of the ship to prevent it from rolling over. I don't know if that's true, but that means there's a lot of ballast on this street, or these streets, and a lot of ships that have come through here over the centuries. I went to bed rather early last night. I wasn't feeling well at dinner. Not sure if it was something I ate or just ate too much, but I got up nice and early. I'm out exploring the waterfront, and I'm gonna go rent a motorbike today so I can explore more of this beautiful city. So San Juan is celebrating its 500-year anniversary this year. And just walking around, seeing how the whole place is like a fortified town, just makes me curious what the Spanish conquistadors would have thought of this place. You know, would they be astounded that it's turned into such a modern metropolis, or would they be absolutely aghast at the idea of locals and Europeans and mixed races all living together in relative harmony, I guess. I just absolutely love how the whole city has been incorporated into the existing foundations and fortifications, like the towns, or the walkways, the streets, like the parks, they're all like incorporated directly into the original fort, which makes it such an interesting place because it's like you're literally walking through history while still walking through like a modern town. It's pretty spectacular. So I just tried to fly my drone on the outside of the Castillo San Felipe, and the grossest thing just happened to me. Well, first of all, I'm in an unauthorized flying zone, so I can't fly the drone anyway, but I just got cat shit all over my bag and now on my clothes, and it's awful. Ugh, this smells terrible. It's embarrassing because I got shit all over my clothes. I just asked some workers if they had some napkins or tissues, and I tried using leaves. Nothing works. I gotta go back to the hotel and change clothes. I picked up a motorbike for the day at the entrance to the cruise ship docks so that I had a set of wheels to explore the rest of the city, check out some of the beaches, and just feel the wind in my hair. Another major fort here is the Castillo San Cristobal. After devastating attacks by the English in the late 1500s and again by the Dutch in the early 1600s, the Spanish decided to expand their fortification system around San Juan. They lengthened the city walls and constructed this giant castle on the east side of El Morro to guard against the land approaches to the city. Underground is also a series of tunnels to allow troops to run to different places to defend the fort. And on one of the walls is a really cool drawings done by a captive ship's captain, drawing very detailed and unique pictures of old sailing vessels. The fortification has 3 levels and an extensive set of outer defenses that took over 150 years to complete. Another cool thing about this castle is that during World War I and World War II, it was expanded to allow for modern gun emplacements. And it's really interesting to see the new school additions added onto the old school castle. The ancient fort, the World War II add-on. Definitely the World War II fire control stations.
The Castillo San Cristobal is considered the largest fortress built in the Americas, is a masterpiece of the 18th century military engineering and innovation, and modern military strategists and history buffs still enjoy learning about the ingenious designs, while visitors are still inspired by the beauty and the architecture today.
See, this is so cool to me that they built a basketball court in a park like right in the middle of the fort. Probably used to be parade grounds or slave auction land or something. So cool how the city is just incorporated right into the fort.
The La Perla barrio outside the San Juan city walls wasn't established until the 18th century. Originally, it was a place for slaves to live outside the city, later becoming a dominant slaughterhouse, and then a place for many immigrants to reside when they moved to San Juan.
District is called the Pearl District, or the Pearl Neighborhood, La Perla. I'm curious if this used to be a very desirable area, like high income back in the day, or a wealthy neighborhood hundreds of years ago. It is not that now. Apparently it's quite dangerous down here at night. You're not supposed to take cameras or pictures or anything, but it's pretty beautiful, pretty unique.
During the 20th century, the neighborhood got a reputation for being dangerous and was neglected by the central government. Now the houses have been brightly painted, and it's often a place for tourists to come stroll along the seaside, get some local food, and see some of the unique and distinct culture that is Old San Juan. Coming up next, I continue to explore Old San Juan and then head out of town to go to a beautiful little beach called Luquilo before heading into the national park to look at some waterfalls and do some hiking.
Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. We really appreciate your time. If you like this video, please consider liking, subscribing, or commenting on this video so we can talk with you directly. These are fast, fun, and easy ways for you to follow our adventures. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.